Don't let YouTube decide what information you get. That's your choice. YouTube is deleting our videos and cuts you off from a source of honest reporting. Make sure you don't lose access to NTD's news content, and take a quick moment to subscribe to our newsletter so no matter what happens here, you'll keep your access to a trustworthy news source.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis spoke in West Palm Beach on several issues surrounding election integrity. He says Florida will create a separate office dedicated solely to investigating and prosecuting election crime.
As people know that Florida stands for freedom.
Governor Ron DeSantis spoke before an energetic crowd in Palm Beach County, Florida. He talked about how the state of Florida was not always able to respond immediately to reports of election crimes. So now DeSantis is planning to create an office solely to address the issue of election crimes.
There'll be specialists. They're going to understand what's legal, what's not legal. They're going to have the ability to investigate any crimes involving the election, and I think that's going to be something that's very, very important.
He also wants to increase the penalty for ballot harvesting from a misdemeanor to a third-degree felony. Then he stressed the importance of keeping accurate voter rolls.
Ballots, in California, they send ballots to everybody. So if you've ever lived in California, there's people that haven't lived there for 5 or 10 years, and they're getting ballots sent to them. And that's all because the voter rolls are not updated.
DeSantis says Florida has a requirement to update voter rolls, but it doesn't specify how often that needs to happen. So he plans to impose timeframes for when the voter rolls must be cleaned up.
And so what we need now more than ever with all the stuff that's going on is we need people to stand for the right things, but they need to stand up and they need to display courage and backbone and not back down in the face of all the things that we have to deal with. And so,
at a press conference on Tuesday, DeSantis reminded everyone that Florida banned grants to local election offices from tech giants like Facebook, the so-called Zuckerbucks, and he spoke about big tech's influence over elections. DeSantis says he wants people to have the right to stand up against big tech and be able to sue those companies if they are censored.
And officials said today the elections director in Georgia's Fulton County, which has been under intense scrutiny for its handling of elections, will step down at the end of the year. The county, a Democratic stronghold, has a history of problems and has long been a target of Republicans who have complained of sloppiness and mismanagement. And in New York, people were protesting vaccine mandates today. The protest was part of the so-called worldwide walkout initiative. Demonstrations are being held across multiple cities. NTD's Arian Pazdar was on the ground in the Big Apple.
New Yorkers keep protesting different vaccine mandates. This protest today is about vaccine mandates for children. So the people here got together in front of Manhattan City Hall, and they're saying children should not be forced to get the shot.
We, the people, will not comply!
The New York State Senate is looking at a bill that would add the COVID-19 vaccine to the list of mandatory shots for school children. Right now, kids already have to get a number of shots for diseases like mumps, measles and more in order to be allowed to go to school.
If that happens, then she'll be out of school. I'll homeschool her, definitely.
All the things that they are advocating, that probably goes furthest in being dangerous.
Another demonstrator said there are things more dangerous for kids than COVID.
More children were shot in Chicago than died of COVID in the United States since the pandemic started. So does every child wear a bulletproof vest?
Supporters of vaccine mandates for children say that children can get the virus and spread it to their family, who can get very sick. But protesters argued that vaccinated people can still spread the virus. And a study published by medical journal The Lancet supports their claim. The study's findings showed that ongoing transmission had occurred between fully vaccinated individuals. Arian Pazdar, NTD News, New York.